everyone. Strange to be here on a Thursday. I do apologise that I wasn't here on Tuesday, but hopefully you'll catch me tonight instead. And while we just wait for a couple of people to join, I'm just gonna colour for a moment. So, I'm gonna colour this one for a card that we're going to do a bit later. What have I got here? Daffodil Delight. So let me know if I am live and if you can see me and hear me. I'm just colouring a couple of these little daisies. This is from that really big stamp, that daisy stamp, where it's a background stamp. And you've seen me use it before, I know, but I just want to make a quick little card with it. Hi Jane, nice to see you. Hi, I am sorry about during the week and not being able to come and craft on Tuesday, but I'm feeling a lot better now, so I'm just colouring for a minute, just until a few more people join us. How's your week, Jane? Is it going well? Have you got rid of that terrible snow? We've got cold temperatures, but not as much snow as they expected we would have, which is always a nice thing. I'm going to turn this over. Oh, thanks, Jane. So, just colour for a minute. I know you don't really tune in just to watch me colour, but I just want to colour a few little bits, just so that I'm ready for one of the cards. I got everything ready for Tuesday, but then earlier today I had to make some other cards, so I moved everything off my desk, and it's fatal because then I don't know where I've put it. So I've got most of the bits that I need, but this is sort of an extra because it's from something I was crafting on today. So okay, let's put that down for now. We can finish this later. Right, move my colours. So, oh no, you're in the middle of the protests. Have all the like the public transport and everything, has that all been affected too? Oh, you can keep your snow. You keep your snow, Jane. I'm not at all jealous that you've got that. Okay. So this was the card that I made on my YouTube channel on Saturday, and I'd made two. I'd already made the one with the little brass butterfly, and then I've got the one that had just these little 3 gems, and I loved the layout. It was a layout that we did at our Silver Sisters team event, where 13 demonstrators, we all live in Canada, and we have a quarterly event, and only our team members are invited, and we each make projects and show our team members such different styles and things. And this was Desiree's layout with the 3 pieces. It's actually one piece of either designer series paper or cardstock that you cut just to make this, and I thought it was such a great little layout. So I'm going to make some more things with it tonight because I didn't have time to do lots of samples, but I loved it so much that it was worth me just, you know, coming on and making some samples. And for a change, I'm using Very Vanilla. I don't often craft with Very Vanilla. I've got the thick Very Vanilla, 2 whole packets of it, but I rarely remember to use it because I don't always like the way that if you stamp, you can't colour. Well, you can colour, but it doesn't come out quite the same as if you were colouring on white, of course. So I'm using Very Vanilla because I want to use this. Oh, Jane, so you've got buses running, but you take the LRT, yeah. Oh, good. Well, that's good to hear that that hasn't been affected. So I know when I stayed with Anne-Marie, do I have my screen on full size? Oh, I don't know. What does that mean? My camera's on full size. Yeah, my camera's on full. Hi, Janet. I don't see that my screen is moving. Okay, let's see why not. Let's see why it shows me that it's live. Okay. So can you not see anything that I'm showing you? Don't know. What's going here? No, it might be mine. I can't see it. I can't see the cardstock that I'm showing you right now either. So it might not be that. It doesn't look like it's moving along. Right, let me just have a look at my camera. We can see it's just smaller. Oh, I can't see it at all. Okay, so you can see me. Oh dear. Or you can just see the card. Let me just have a look. I can't see anything on my camera that says it's only doing like half size or anything. But can you see my cardstock and the designer series paper that I've got here? Because I can't even see that. So let me just go back. Okay. No, I don't see it moving. Oh, you can see it all. Okay. I just can't, but hey ho, tell me if you can't see. Okay? Tell me if you can't see that I've got a paper with daffodils on. Okay. So, this is the free paper from Celebration, and it's the, sorry Janet, I don't know if I said hello now, but hiya. Nice to see you, especially on a different evening. Okay, so this is the paper. It's Daffodil Afternoon, and I'm using this one, which has got the very vanilla. Oh, now it's burst into song now on my computer. It's showing me all sorts of pictures. Right. Okay, so I'm using this piece that's got the stripes on the back, and I only need a small piece, so I didn't want to, have to cut a lot of things. But I'm really taken with this because I love the backing. So that's fast becoming my favourite piece. And this, I've actually got 3 packs of this. I've used a full one, and this is my second pack. And I really do like it. I think it's a really nice designer series paper, and especially as a free item. Okay, now these are the little size-ins. I meant to have time to write them out properly, but I don't. So I've got a base of Pear Pizzazz, and it's 11 by 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 5.5. And then I've got a piece for the inside, and I've cut that at, what did I cut it at? 3 3/4 by 5, I think. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5, same as the card layer to emboss. Okay, but that's going to be for our inside. Yeah, there are lots of colours in it, so I'm pretty sure everybody would have a card base that would match, because, how can you go wrong with that? I'll show you the other ones as well. But that, there are so many colours there to choose from. And of course you get 2 pieces of each. This is the one I'm using right now. And you can cut it so that you have a lot of this very vanilla on. I didn't want a lot of it. I wanted the flowers this time. And then on the back, it's these very pretty like little green hearts. There's a piece that I don't quite know what to do with yet. Oh, that's not the green hearts. On the back of here's the stripes. This is the one that I'm not quite sure what to do with. It's really pretty, but I just don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to make with that one. I like the backing, the hearts, but that's quite busy, and I just haven't been inspired by that piece yet. but I'll keep going with it. I love this one, and I think this one would be a nice one to colour in. So where's that pen that I had earlier? Okay, so I've actually got Daffodil Delight, is it? Oh no, it's Mango Melody. Sorry. But I think these daffodils would be nice coloured in, look. See? I think that would be so pretty. You don't always have to just use designer series paper as it is. You can, you know, add all your own colours. I quite like that. What I was thinking of for this piece was perhaps cutting some of the flowers out and use, oh, Jane, background for a tunnel card for this one. Yes, good idea, good idea. But yeah, but for this, I was thinking of cutting some of these out and making a pop-up box card and just having the flowers, and maybe just cutting the leaves out of cardstock freehand. I thought that would be nice for that one. And then there's, let's find that other design that's in here as well. I love the black and white back on this yellow. You see how it's got all these daffodils in? But I like that black and white back in as well. And then this one, another pretty one with daisies and daffodils. I think that would be nice if you used the daisy punch as well and coordinated it with the daisy things. But anyway, I digress. That's not what that's not what I was going to show you. Okay, so I'm going back to, I've got my card base, I've got my piece for inside, and I've cut my designer series paper. I've cut it at 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, and that's exactly the same as it was for on here. And you just cut it into 3 equal pieces. I've also got another piece of paper pizzazz, same size as the piece we're putting inside, so 3 3/4 by 5, and I've run it through the embossing machine with, let me find the one, it's the Tasteful Textile, with this one. So it's quite subtle, and I did find that if I used a not so subtle background, it really took away the effect of the embossing with the paper. So, oh, hey, hi Diane. You wouldn't want to listen to me tonight, Diane, because I'm having such trouble with the Facebook. It's telling me it's having trouble playing a video, then the video was small, so today's not the day to listen. So if you choose one of these that's just a bit, you know, like a bit more 3D and everything, it doesn't look quite so good with the paper. But Diane, I'm making Desiree's beautiful layout from our Silver Sisters group. So I did make my Kleenex box that you showed us how to make. I love that. I took it to school and one of the ladies took it away with them already. So it's gone. I have to make another one. So I've got my designer series paper, 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, and I'm going to cut it into 3 even pieces. So you can see the video. Thanks, Diane. I don't know what it is. A couple of weeks ago, we had Shaw Cable come out to look at our internet. They said it was perfect. And we showed them what was wrong with it. They fiddled about, changed a box, fiddled about a bit longer and said it was fixed. And for a couple of days, it was really good. And after that, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably me. Okay. So we've got our piece, 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, and we're going to cut down the longest side. So I'm just turning it 90 degrees, and I'm going to cut it at 1 1/8, no, 1 3/8 and 1 3/8. So let's put this in. Here's 1, 1, 2, 3/8. Okay. I'm just going to cut that straight down. Okay. I'm going to do the same again. So cutting out 1 3/8. Here's 1, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Okay. And that's all the cutting we need. Like that. Oh, just measure that, because I think that might not be quite right. it is. It just didn't look quite right. Okay, and then these 3 pieces we're just going to attach onto that little embossed layer there. I'm just going to, just sort of eyeball them to start with, but then when I put mine together, I always do the top and then the bottom, and then the middle piece can just find its own way. So let's do the top. And I'm only using my liquid glue because I know I won't get it straight the first time. I want to be able to wriggle it round a bit. Okay, so I'm going to try and make the same distance left and right and at the top. Okay, then I'm going to get my bottom piece and do exactly the same. And put it right here at the bottom. Oh, check that I've not got it upside down. No, I haven't. Make it so that the left and the right and the bottom all look like the same sort of distance, and then this one we're just going to plonk it right in the middle. Diane, I'm sorry if you came to visit on Tuesday and then I was off. I didn't do my Facebook Live, but thank you for joining me tonight instead. Let's make that straight. I'm just going to move this a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So you can still see the whole design, and as you move your eye down it, it looks just like it's the full piece. You can't tell that it's, like missing little bits. It sort of tricks your eye a little bit. Okay. And this is going to go right on the front. And can you see how just having that extra textured layer, even though it's the same colour, it really makes that pop out. You could put that on dimensionals if you wanted. I'm going to just have mine glued straight down because I know if I do too many dimensionals, I can't get them in the mail to send without having an extra stamp. And I don't always want to pay for an extra stamp, especially if I'm mailing to the UK. It goes up from being sort of $3 and $4 to $6. Okay, now for my sentiment, let's find a little piece. I'm just going to use another piece of Very Vanilla, and I've taken out the Happy Eastery one, the Easter Blessings from the Daffodil set. Okay. So it has a Mother's Day one as well. I think the whole set would be pretty for Mother's Day. And one of the ladies that I was showing this to, remember when I did the walkthrough for the catalogue, she asked if we could do a class just with this. She doesn't buy much in the way of dies or anything, but she wondered if we would just do a class. So if anybody would like to do a class, let me know and I'll design a class just using the stamp set. And then if you've got the stamp set, you can join in. If you haven't, we can add that to the class as well. And so we can make Mother's Day cards and Easter cards. And if you wanted to put a different sentiment on, make it birthday or happy spring, then we could do that too. Okay, so I've got my Mossy Meadow. And I know that I'm going to use my Tailored Made tags. And what I normally do to work out if they're going to work or if it's going to be big enough, I just take this and sometimes I'll put it on the front of the box just to see what's going to fit. Sometimes I'll even just either put it that way over the stamp because that's the exact same size, or I'll do it over the back. But when it's cling, what I don't always do is cut out and then stamp. If it's cling, sometimes what I'll do, because it's easier for me, is I'll stamp first and then I'll cut it out. Let's ink this up. I've just re-inked this Mossy Meadow, so it should be nice and juicy. Could do with a little bit more, I think. But it will work for tonight. Okay, and then all I do is then just put my little piece over. Oh, I want it going that way. a little piece over, and then run it through my cut and emboss machine. And I find that easier than having a piece cut out and stamping straight on it if I can't always see. If it's photopolymer, I have no problem. But if it's clings, just sometimes I can't get it in a straight line. So that's probably just me and my old eyes, not everybody else. Okay, so I put that through and I have already cut one. So this was after I just re-inked it, and it does look a bit juicier than the one I've just made now. So I'm thinking it needs a little bit more because it's soaked in a bit. Okay, I'm going to pop my inside piece in, and then that bit's done. You could stamp on here as well. It would be really pretty if you stamped just the daffodil on the inside, and the same on your envelope as well. Or of course you could use more of this paper on your envelope. Okay, now I only want this to go over here like this. I'm going to put it that way, but it looks like it could do with a little ribbon. So let's see. I can't use my favourite seam binding because it's white and I'm using Very Vanilla. Oh, what about this bumblebee check? It sort of matches the inside of those daffodils. So let's just make a little bow with this. Just a quick and easy little bow. It's a bit too big for what I want. Okay. Yep, that would work. Let's find some scissors. Oh, you would taut stamp first, Jane? Yeah, you see, that's easier, isn't it? I find it so much easier. And I think if it's photopolymer, it doesn't matter. You can cut and then stamp because you can see right through it. You know exactly where your stamp is going to be. But when it's cling, because I can't always see it all that well, I find that more difficult. Okay, let's find some little dimensionals. Pop this up. Did you have a go at this one, Jane, after you saw it on the YouTube? Or did you wait for Facebook Live? Okay, and then I'm just going to put it a little bit over so that you can still see that the flowers sort of all join up. I'm just going to move it into the middle a bit more. And then I'll find a little glue dot and put that ribbon on. So you see, it's a really fast layout. Move that round there. There we are. Okay, so that's the first one done. And had I not chatted so much, it would have been done in about 4 minutes. So that's our first one with Designer Series paper as that focal point. Now, if you want to stamp instead of using Designer Series paper, you can do that too. On this one, I had Designer Series paper and I stamped a larger image for my sentiment. But you can easily change it, and instead of having Designer Series paper, you can use a stamp. Now, I've been using this set during the day, and so I've still got it all set up and everything, and this is what I'm going to use for my stamp. You saw that I was colouring one in already, but I'll just show you how I did it. So I've got the Daisy Garden, which is that really big stamp. I've used it lots of times. I made all those navy and white cards that were really pretty. And the people I gave them to said, you know, they love navy and white together, and they really enjoyed getting those cards. So I've popped my stamp box just under here so that this doesn't bend or warp or I press it too hard by mistake. I've got a few pieces of the Designer Series paper size, but I've got it just cut in the basic white, and it's just the thin, it's not the thicker one. So I've got it at 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, and I'm going to choose part of my image here, the part that I want to have stamped, because I can't stamp all of it, my paper's too small. So I'm just going to choose over here, I think. I want a little bit of the leaves, I don't want all of it. So I'm just going to choose like this. And because I'm doing the whole stamp, I can't put my magnets on and keep it still. So what I'm going to do is just stamp once and press once. I'm going to ink up. I'm actually going to ink all of my stamp up. I find that if I only ink a little bit, I usually miss out by, you know, a quarter of an inch or something, and I have a bit that I haven't inked. So I find it easier just to ink the whole thing up. Okay, I just want to make sure that that's straight. I'm lining it up on the lines on the grid paper on the Stamparatus, just like this. And then I'm going to close it once, and then I'm just going to push really hard. So I push with my fingers, but I did notice that Diane had a really good trick, and she has one of those, like a whiteboard eraser, and she was pushing her whiteboard eraser over it. Now, I should look at doing that, because this makes your fingers ache a bit. Okay, so we've got just part of the image, and that's going to be perfect. I'm going to pop that away because I don't need that again. And just before we started, I was talking to Jane, I was just colouring a little bit. So I'm going back to my colouring, and it's not coloured perfectly. It's not, it's more of a Picasso than a, yeah, it is more of Picasso, isn't it, my colouring? Yeah, I can't do the Sistine Chapel. I don't think I'll be good enough at colouring for that. So I'm just going to colour a few leaves. Now, I haven't got the card cut for this, but that's okay because it doesn't take very long. It's probably going to take me longer to colour it in, you know. Sorry, ladies. So while I'm colouring, tell me what you're up to this week. What are you crafting on? Anybody got anything on their desk that they're working on right now? I've just finished making the rest of the Light the Candles kit, which reminded me to do the draw for who was going to get the 2 cards I made on the Facebook Live, and Jane and Jan were drawn for that, so thank you, ladies. I will be mailing those because at the moment I'm just mailing all of my January items, so you will be getting those in the post. Jane, I already have your address, and I know that Jan has posted hers for me. She sent me a message with hers on earlier, so thank you for commenting and for joining in. So you're making a sunflower trifold card for your daughter's birthday. Oh, that sounds nice, Jane. She loves sunflowers. Do you have the sunflower stamps from Stampin' Up? The ones with the really big sunflower on? And the dies that match? Do you have that set? We used to have some paper, do you remember, that had the sunflowers on? And it was in the previous catalogue. I don't think we have paper at the moment with sunflowers. Lots of nice colours and papers that would go with it, but I don't think we actually have any with sunflowers on. Maybe in the new catalogue, when we get that later this year. I always love to see what the new designer series paper is. But I'm on a mission at the moment to use up some of my paper because I seem to have quite a lot of it. So, I don't think I need quite as much of it just left in the cupboard. Okay, so Janet's done a birthday card, a forest scene with a deer, a bunny, a church and a squirrel. Aww, that sounds nice. Oh, Papercraft Society box papers. I saw somebody else had posted some of those earlier this week, I think it was, and there were some stunning papers in there. Did look pretty. Okay, so we've got our piece, our 3 1/4 by 4 1/8. I'm going to cut it again at 1 3/8 and 1 3/8. So 1 1/8, 2 8 3/8, and the same again. So 1 1/8, 2 8 3/8. Okay, let's pop that out the way. And let's find some paper. I think I'm going to put it on a white base. So let me just have a look. I'm pretty sure I'll have some white cut. There we go. I've got some white, and I need an embossed piece. And of course, I haven't embossed a piece because I didn't know I was going to make this. And some of these are a bit busy. Let's fold this over and then see. And if it's too busy, we'll just pop another piece through one of the embossing folders. Okay. This is the new Hive embossing folder. I think it's just called Hive. Yeah. I quite like that, but it's a 3D folder. Can you see? And it sort of sticks out a lot. Well, let's have a look. See what you think. Oh, actually, I quite like that. I think I like that one. It would be nice with a little navy layer behind as well, wouldn't it? Let's find a piece of Night of Navy. Let's do a really narrow little piece behind that. I think that would look nice. So let's just make it 1/8 of an inch bigger. So here, where I've got 3 3/4 and 5, I'm just going to make it 1/8 of an inch bigger all the way around if my card's big enough. So I'll need 5 1/8. And then I'll need 3 7/8. So that's just the one before 4. Let's have a look at that. Happy Hedgehogs designing for a class later this month. Oh, Diane, I haven't got that set yet. So, but it's really cute. I like that with that little blue piece. Just makes that pop out a little bit more, doesn't it? Okay. Let's pop this one down. Oops. Now my computer's still telling me that it's having trouble playing the video, but I'm presuming everybody else can still see me. Oh, no, don't stick down yet. Don't stick down. Stuck on my fingers. Oh, there we go. It's really, really sticky, this stamping seal. I'm hoping I've not put stamping seal plus in by accident. It does seem sticky. Now, this is, because it's 3D and the glue will all go into all those little pieces, I'm going to use my liquid glue. Oh, that was a nice noise, wasn't it? You see, I'm easily pleased. Easily pleased by many things. Okay. And I want to just squash that down, so I'm going to find my bone folder, which I know it's here because I used it a few minutes ago. Here it is. I'm just going to go over that. But because it's bumpy, I don't want to push on this side in case, you know, some of the embossing is flattened. Alright, now I'm going to put these on the same way we did the other one. I'm going to do top, bottom and then the middle. But I don't think that's the right way. I think it goes that way. Yeah. Video's jumping around, but you can still see what I'm doing. Okay, thank you, Jane. It could be our internet signal. Okay, so there's the first one. Made it same left and right and at the top. Then the bottom one. Pop that one on. And then the one in the middle. After all I said about not wanting something too busy, There's that embossing background. That one looks really nice. See, it stands out really nicely. Okay, now let's find something to do our sentiment on. These are going to be a bit too big. Not sure about that one. Oh, let's use one of these. We know this works because that's what we put on our other card. And then let's find something to stamp. I've got sweet as a peach on my table, so let's see which one we're going to have. We can have a happy birthday or a thanks so much. I think I'll do a happy birthday. I haven't done a happy birthday card or a series of happy birthday cards for a while. I'm starting to run a bit low. Okay, and I'm just going to get my Night of Navy ink again. There we are. And let's stamp the sentiment in Night of Navy. Okay, pop this on here. Yep, all right. I do like the font on this one. I think all of the font on here, it's so clear and so it's just easy to read, you know, and you can see it straight away. Some of the cursive fonts I find I really have to struggle to read what they say, but I love this one. I think this is so clear, so precise. Okay, let's find some little dimensionals again. I think this is out of either a kit or a paper pumpkin set when you have pieces like this. I always use these side pieces, but just because it's a smaller size piece of dimensionals, I know it's from a kit or something. Yeah, I don't know if it's my age or my eyes, Jane. Sometimes I just can't read them. Pop that there. Let's see, what kind of ribbon? I've got that seam binding. So I could do seam binding, just white, or shall I make it navy? What do you think? Or I could make it the green. What shall I use? So I can get the pen and change the colour. I can keep it white, or I can colour it. Anybody tell me what you'd like? What you have probably noticed is I haven't put any bling on. I might get those little butterflies out while you're thinking of the colour. And let's see if they're in here. Green. Okay, I'm going to go get green then, Jane. And the butterflies in here. Yes, there they are. And the green's on my table, so that's even easier. Okay, and let's just cut a piece off. And let's colour this, because I don't think I've got sort of a granny apple green ribbon. So, but that doesn't matter, because we'll just make our own. Okay, let's turn it round. Oh, we're missing Laurie tonight, aren't we? She's normally with us on a Tuesday. But I know she was away with her husband at the weekend. She was at stamp class on Monday evening. And I know she was away at the weekend, so perhaps she's just getting caught up on things. Oops. Let's find a ribbon. I didn't need to cut as much as this, I'm sure. Hi, Libby. Oh, you're okay. It's not the right night, is it? I shouldn't be here on a Thursday. So you can always catch up on the replays. I'm having trouble with the internet signal. It's telling me that it's having trouble playing my video, but everybody else seems to be seeing it. So apologies if you can't see it, Libby. Might just be something to do with our area. Okay, I'm just going to put that on there and I'm going to leave the tails long. Oopsie. Let's find a glue dot. I love that this seam binding you can colour, and then, you know, doesn't matter if you haven't got that exact colour of ribbon because you can so easily make it. And let's put some of these butterflies on. I might just put one just on the little sentiment. And let me find my little pokey tool. Well, that little butterfly, look. I don't know what he's up to. Jumping off the page. Go back. We don't want you. I think he was eager to come and join the card. Okay, so let's pop that just in that corner. And we'll do the same on this one that we made. And pop him on an angle though. So Libby, we're just making more samples of the card that I did for YouTube on Saturday. It was one, remember when, because Libby's on my team, you remember we had that stamping event for the whole of that Saturday in January, and all of the Canadian demonstrators that were involved, all 13 of us, made projects, and this was the layout that Desiree Spence used, and I made it for my video on Saturday, and then I said I would make some more samples today. So here I've used the free Celebration daffodil paper. Here we've made our own, really we've made our own designer series paper by using that, and I know I've not got much time left. For this one I used designer series paper, and then for the sentiment, instead of making a small sentiment, I stamped a larger sentiment. And I wondered what it would be like the other way. So if we turned it this way. So I'm going to, I've got lots of bits on my table that I can use. I'm going to get pieces from my Pretty as a Peach, or Sweet as a Peach. Pretty as a Peach, I think that was an Avon item. When I was little, sometimes aunties used to buy you it for Christmas. It was like a little hand cream, and it had a peach bauble on the end that was the cap to take off. Did you have that over here as well? Did you have Avon Pretty as a Peach? It was like the height of excellence for 6-year-olds. Oh dear. Okay, so I've got my Euro Peach Designer Series paper, and one set of my paper was already cut. I did the Love It Chop It class with it, so I've got loads of pieces already cut, and I must admit it makes it so much easier when you're trying to design something and you've already got these pieces. It just makes it fast. Okay. So I wasn't sure what colour I would want, but I did quite like this balmy blue, and instead of an embossed layer like here, I thought we'd use just Jane, was I talking to embellishments? Oh dear. I thought we'd use designer series paper instead of the embossed layer. So I've just got a piece that had balmy blue on, and I cut the paper exactly the same, so it's cut to 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, and now I have to work out how this joined up together. It's like a little puzzle. Oh, that goes there like that, look. And I hope this one goes here. No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Where does this piece go? It come from that side. Look, it came from that side. I shouldn't be let out on a Thursday, should I really? So let's just see how it turns out if you do it this way instead. So if you don't have a cut and emboss machine yet, no, it's no good me saying you need this and it has to be embossed, because if you haven't got one, you haven't got one. So if you can make it just with cardstock that's not embossed, but I just wondered if we could make it with paper, our designer series paper, and then pop these on. Oh, I like that. I like that too. Okay, let's attach these. I'm going to turn it round so that it looks like it's, you know, top, middle and bottom. So I'm going to do my top first. That is the top, isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying not to line it up on these stripes though. I don't want it to look like, because the stripes aren't all dead straight. Can you see how coming down here where there are little pieces of it missing? I don't want it to look like I couldn't line it up properly. But I am just leaving that middle piece there so I can work out which piece goes next. There we go. Ooh. There we go. And now I can move this middle piece. There we go. I mean, it would be lovely that way, but the paper is oriented this way. Right, so let's do a sentiment for this. Probably I'm going to need my sponges. Give me 1 second to get my sponge daubers. I'm back. I used them for class on Monday, so yeah, I like that, Libby. I like it with just 2 pieces of the designer series paper. But let's put a little peachy one on. Okay, so let's find that big peach. I need this one, and I'm going to need the leaves, and let's see, let's pop this little sentiment as well. So let's put some blocks on. That one doesn't fit, but that one does, and this one does. Okay. And then I've got my pale papaya ink. I'm going to stamp. I can't tell if you can see all of this. Whoops, go back on there. So I've got pale papaya on, and then I'm going to open my Calypso Coral. This paper is so pretty, Jane. And here's my Calypso Coral little sponge dauber. I'm going to do a little darker bit. Remember, I think it was my very first Facebook Live I used this set, and I looked in the catalogue and it showed you just how to make the peach have a little bit more definition, a little bit more colour. And I sponged the peach, and I've loved it ever since. So I'll just stamp this. I want it on a little bit of an angle. Okay, you see how you get those 2 colours then? Makes it look a bit more like a ripe peach. And then I've got my Old Olive. So let's put our leaves on in Old Olive. And it's a bit of a textured stamp, this. It's not like a flat stamp. It's got lots of colours and there are lots of texture with it. So I don't want all the leaf, but can you see how it's got like the little marks in it? So it doesn't look like you've done a flat stamp. Okay, and then let's see, let's have this little, let's put this on an angle. Let's have this, yeah, let's have this little, have a peachy day. Yeah, it makes a difference with that sponging. Oh, that's not quite straight how I want it. There we go. It does make a difference, Jane. And it somehow, it just gives it that extra texture. It pops off the page a little bit more. Those out of the way because we don't need them. And then, ooh, what shall we have for this? What shall I put under here? I want it to pop out. Maybe I'll just put some ribbon underneath. Let's have a look. this might not show up enough. Let's see. No, I don't think that white will show up enough. What else have I got? Oh, there's this pale papaya, isn't it? And that won't because it's clear through the middle. Don't know about that. Maybe I won't put ribbon on there, and maybe I'll put a little bow down here. Let's get some more dimensionals out. Because I think I just used up what I had there. Have a look in my little box. And get a new one out. Peach ribbon or green? Oh, okay. I've got this pale papaya, but do you mean just like for a bow on there, Jane? So this kind of a bow, or behind it? I don't have old olive ribbon, but I could colour one. I know how to colour. So while I stick this on, I'll put some dimensionals on here. Tell me, do you want a bow on the front, or do you want ribbon behind? So we could colour it like this. Well, actually, that doesn't look too bad on there, does it? And we could put ribbon behind. Oh, I tell you what else I've got that I really like. I love this ribbon because it frays. Let's see what that's like. If I fray some of the edge on there. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut a piece of this. No, like I was going to do with the seam binding. Okay, right. I'm not cutting a piece of this because Jane said I have to do it how I was going to do the seam binding. But let me just show you though, if I did do this and frayed it, it would be nice just to have a piece across so that you frayed half at each end and then popped that over. Well, not upside down, but that would look nice. But no, she wants me to do it like I was doing with seam binding. So I'll colour the seam binding and I'll colour it this same colour. Oh, I've got a little piece under here. I'll do a longer piece. Let's see how much we're going to need. It's your card. I know. No, if you would like me to use this, I will use this. It's my card, but you're helping. And it's like crafting with somebody. Then, let's cut this. The seam binding will work on another card. Okay, let's colour this again. So quick to colour these ribbons. And it dries, you know, just about instantly. So it never takes long. Libby, we were all talking about what we're working on. What are you crafting at the moment? You've been making some lovely cards. I did like the one that you were making, you know, with the masks, when I did the flower card with the masks, and you were using pens. It's not old olive, but don't tell anybody, Jane. It's grey apple green. But look, it sort of matched in with that, I thought. And the old olive's at the other side of the craft room. I'd have to get up. So I thought it matched in quite nice. Shh, don't tell anybody. They won't know. Yeah, I'll have to put this down with some glue dots, I think. Or maybe with a little tear and tape. Let's see. I don't quite know how much I need either. Okay. Where's my little bit gone? That's probably about what I do need. I need it scrunched up closer together. So, let me find my pokey tool. Yeah, the green looks okay, doesn't it, Libby? Thank you. It still looks... It doesn't look too dissimilar. I don't think anybody would know. Only you. You're the only people that would have known. If I'd shown it to my husband, he wouldn't have known if it was blue, green or yellow. So, only crafters know. Oh, let's move that down a bit. There we go. And last one. can always trim these little ends and straighten them up in a moment. I quite like this sentiment on an angle as well. I'm going to move that one in a little bit. Move it in. And I think I am going to put that just on an angle. Yeah, I am. Okay. You haven't crafted lately? Oh, yeah, but you're getting ready for a big trip, Libby. So, and you've got your grandbaby that you look after. So, I'm going to just angle this one. Oh, not with those scissors though, because they will cut paper, those scissors, but they won't cut ribbon anymore. So I keep just these ones for ribbons, and I know if it's got this charm on from Stampin' Up, I know they're my ribbon ones. Okay, now let's find some little bits of bling for this one. Well, we might as well go with the butterfly. We've got them out. All the others have got a butterfly, so just put this on here. There we go. Right, put all those away. Make a space on my desk because it's looking a bit cluttered up. We don't need that. So here's my little peachy one. So instead of using cardstock or an embossed piece, that's just with 2 lots of designer series paper. Here's the one we did where we made our own background and used that like a designer series paper. And this is the one using designer series paper with a pattern on from the free celebration items. And here were some more little bits that I had cut from that little peach set. And let's just find this. I'll just turn this over so you can see. This is one of the other papers. And I was maybe going to do it. Oh, look, how does this line up? Oh, I don't know. I don't know how they line up. But that one goes over here. You'd think I'd never done a jigsaw puzzle in my life, wouldn't you? It's because it's upside down. Okay, so I did have the peachy colour ones too. It is such pretty paper though. I don't think you can go wrong with any of it. But there we are. Thank you for joining me. You love them all but that peach one. Okay. The peach one's your favourite? Okay. I don't know. I don't think I've got a favourite at the moment. I always love this stamp set. I always love that one. But yeah, nice. Okay, thanks for joining me on a different day, ladies. I really appreciate it. And it's just nice to have somebody to craft with and somebody to have fun with. So I will see you all again on Tuesday. Okay. I know you love that peach one. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.